And it looks like we have 3 votes for girl and 1 vote for guy. Okay, it does work. I was worried this thing was out of batteries for a second. I should mention that this just became a 420 stream, because that's the only way to properly do justice to this game. Alright, well, 75% of the votes have gone to girl. 75% of the 4 votes. So, it's happening. It's gonna look terrifying either way, believe me.
The attorney's letter came as a deep shock to me. My Uncle Jeremy had died by his own hand. The coroner's report was unequivocal.
This is some Class A voice acting right here.
He hanged himself in the loft.
Oh, I have to actually do it myself? You making me do this?
Initial surprise and distress past, I considered the news. It seemed clear that Derceto had exercised a thoroughly morbid influence on my uncle's mind. That creaking old mansion with its unusual tales, its secret library door, the ancient upstairs clock, all those occult books that my uncle could not resist reading in spite of his fragile nerves.
She sounds like she's reading this off of she's just reading a book
Fate
out loud.
had pointed its finger. Derceto had trapped its prey. Mr. McCarthy, the family lawyer, suggested selling the old house.
I like the accent, though.
I immediately
Family
opposed
lawyer.
the idea. My duty is clear. I must go to Derceto. I tremble at the thought of those dark corridors, those brooding portraits. Yet I am convinced that Uncle Jeremy left a note, a letter of some kind explaining his fateful decision.
By the way, this is pretty much all the plot you get in this game. The rest of it is lore, just like Dark Souls.
I remember
you read
his
books
voice
to
saying,
find out what the backstory is, and they're
"Look
really
at the
roundabout
piano,
and vague,
Emily.
even more vague than Dark Souls, I
Look
would argue.
harder. Maybe the secret drawer will yield up an explanation. I have the feeling things will not be so simple. Life is a mystery,
I can't argue with that.
containing more mysteries. Jeremy taught me that much.
Oh my god, is she still
Now is the
going?
time to confront the
You can skip all
mysteries.
this really easily, but I haven't listened to it in a
Derceto
while.
is waiting for me. I pray that my fear is nothing more than the fruit of my imagination. Nothing will ever persuade me that my uncle was insane. But why did he, according to the police report, block the loft window with the old wardrobe?
Wardrobe. My god. So the story is that this game came out in 1992 originally, and in the 92 version for MS-DOS, it's a PC game, there was no voice acting. It was just like you'd read this stuff like a normal person. But they actually re-released the game in 1996 for the 3DO console and as a CD-ROM, because, you know, CD-ROMs were such a new thing. And when they made that version of the game, they added all this wacky voice acting and music. The music did not sound this hot back in the day. In the 1992 day, that is. That jump scare, though. So, as far as this game and my childhood go, this is like way, way back. This was pretty much... This was my pre-Tomb Raider days. Like, I played Tomb Raider 2 Gold, the demo, when I was like 4 or 5. This game I played, like, before I could really even properly read. Like, I guess I couldn't read that well when I was 4. But I played this game at a ridiculously young age. And I actually watched my mom play it. You know, like, a lot of people have stories they tell about their dad playing Tomb Raider. Well, for me, my mom didn't play very many games, but this was one of the few that she could handle. Yeah, he's not insane. He's just special. Man, this whole opening sequence, it's like they're just showing off the three-dimensional graphics as much as they can. Resident Evil and Silent Hill. Damn. Now, I mean, those are video games that people actually play. This game was made by French people. How many games can you say that about? I mean, okay, I'm sure there are other companies and involvements, but back in 1992, a company that was based in France was kind of odd. Oh yeah, and the original language it was released in was French, even though it does take place in America. It takes place in, like, Louisiana, so I guess that makes sense why it would be French. Her face, yeah, that's your face. It looks more creepy the closer you get to it. Look at that shit. That's what I'm talking about. So, oil lamp is really important. I'm not gonna take too much time explaining all the little things I'm doing here, but basically this is a puzzle game, and I already have the whole thing memorized, so there's not much mystery for me when I play it. But basically, because she talked about the letter, you can read it, you can open the secret drawer, and here's the letter from your uncle.
They are coming! I have freed hellish forces, and
You
now
thought
the
that
price must be
you thought that
paid.
that voice acting was bad?
Deseto is the prey of evil. The sun has set. They will find my body, but will not have my soul.
I need some more of
I
this.
can imagine the master's fury and the terror in the hearts of his slaves. I hear their footsteps. Some may understand what I have done. May God forgive me. Farewell, Jeremy Hartwood.
You can't even say his name. Jeremy Hartwood. Well, to be fair, he is about to kill himself. I mean, if there's any time to be dramatic. Oh boy, we got the action music. And he's blocked by the wardrobe. So what the deal is, if you pay attention to the opening dialogue thing, you can actually push this wardrobe so that it's in front of the window, and then the Hellhound just can't get in. What happens if I push it while he's there? I guess it doesn't work. So yeah, you are actually supposed to block the Hellhound. That's some action-y music if I've ever seen it. One thing this does not have in common with Silent Hill or pretty much any other horror game is that when you see a zombie, you can just fucking punch him in the face and beat the shit out of him. Kind of spoils the whole effect, because, you know, like, a lot of horror games nowadays are all about making you defenseless, because that's what horror is about. This game's just like, just punch him, or use a weapon, you know, whatever you want. Also, you can actually look here, there's a book that kind of gives you a hint on how to solve one of the puzzles later. Get the fuck out of my house. And they turn into bubbles. Kick and bitch slaps? Oh yeah. The guy has slightly different attacks. But the best thing about playing the guy is the pansy run. When he runs, he literally, like, moves his arms like this, that it's like, oh my god, this is the most Faye thing ever. I love it. Oil can's important. I just, you know, I said at the beginning that I wasn't going to take the time to explain things, and here I am talking for the whole game. Whatever. I'll do whatever I want. So it's like, I haven't really played a lot of horror games that, like, everyone's played, Never played a Resident Evil game. Never played a Silent Hill game. Well, technically I did play Silent Hill 2, the beginning of it, a long time ago. But, never played... I don't know, name another really, really famous survival horror series. And why is that music still going? The music loses its effect when it keeps playing like that. They couldn't even program that properly, probably. Again, 1992. All they really did in the 1996 version was compose new music that actually sounded like music. Let's see. You can use this, but if you swing it a couple times, it will actually break into two pieces, and then it'll take up more space in your inventory, so it's better to just use your old slick 2 or whatever. Kick him in the nads! Oh, he hit me. Ow! And the stupid music's back. Honestly, this game's probably more immersive if you turn the music off. Because it's, like, distractingly weird. Okay, that guy's supposed to sneak up on you and stuff. Oh god, I can't see him. Camera, please! Ow! A horror comedy game. What, you mean you aren't spooked? There's no spookier game than this. It's a horror game, man. It's the most horror game out there. But for real, the whole dog coming through the window game, Resident Evil did essentially steal that from this. Also, you can throw items, and it will hurt the enemies. Here, I have the chest's key. Throw! Yeah! A random book. Throw! It's also actually good to get rid of things because your inventory does have a capacity. Like, you'll eventually run out of space. It's kind of annoying. And finish him off. Are you still not dead? Alright. Ow. Alright, I only have 12 hit points now. This game actually has a lot of soft locks as well. Like, something will happen that'll make it impossible for you to finish the game. They didn't give a shit about any of that. Because in 1992, there were no games like this. 3D gaming was really not a thing unless it was like Myst or The Seventh Guest. And that was, you know, that's first-person point and click. So it's a lot easier to program that kind of shit. Oh yeah, you're gonna love this. You find in a first aid case, what do you find? Band-Aids? Any kind of first aid? Nah. You just take the flask of brandy and down that whole thing. Oh, I have brandy in me now. I'm doing great. More jump scare music. So the deal with these guys is you don't want to fuck with them. They're invincible. So what you're instead supposed to do is use these mirrors to kill them. Because there's the book that I threw at the dog earlier was like an excerpt from some Perseus thing. It's about the story of Perseus where he kills Medusa. And then you're supposed to infer that these guys are Gorgons from that. Because they do kind of look like the old descriptions of a Gorgon. But it's kind of cryptic to the point where you could get stuck here for, like, ever. and not know what to do. And your only hint is, oh, something something Medusa. Just put... But you can't just use the mirrors, you have to place them on these statues, which I would not know to do. Sometimes used to clear wounds. Oh, of course. It's great for sterilizing stuff. Also, yeah, that happened. Someone laughed. Nobody knows who. I'm gonna go ahead and save the game. Oh my god, look at all these old saves. I'll just save over the one called save. So, as you can imagine, this suit of armor is not very friendly. However... Ow. See, now the suit of armor is walking around, but he can't really turn around, so then you can just do that. Unfortunately, he doesn't die. He's kind of invincible. Oh god, yeah, Alone in the Dark 2 is quite a game. I definitely would not say it's as good of a game as this one, which isn't even saying a lot, because this game is ridiculous. But Alone in the Dark 2 just takes the whole sequel thing and goes apeshit. Also, how's it going, Riku? It's been a while. There's an Alone in the Dark 2 and an Alone in the Dark 3, which have, like, the same engine. Also, neat little thing. If you touch that spooky ghost sitting on the chair there, you're dead. You cannot deal with the ghost. It'll just chase you through all the rooms and kill you, no matter what. And it makes the whole place... It makes a really loud, annoying noise. That's the worst thing about it. It gives you motion sickness. But yeah, I'll probably stream Alone in the Dark 2 at some point, although Alone in the Dark 2 is so far from being, like, a spooky game. It's hilarious. It goes full on with the action thing. Wait, what? Shit. You gotta be careful. I was confused about that because the spiders showed up a little earlier than I thought they would. Also, those spiders, invincible. Nothing you can do about them. They'll just fucking kill you if you try to deal with it. I'm explaining those things just because it's not very intuitive. Like, I don't know. This music. It's pure pain. Spiders from Tomb 2. They basically are. But they're actually gonna murder you. Alright, that guy's chilled out again. Now, if you go in here, this is actually a completely optional room that you don't have to go in. You can pick up what looks like a harmonica on the mantelpiece. If you pick that up, that's a notebook that basically explains the entire backstory of your uncle that killed himself. But if you pick it up, then this happens, so I don't know. It's not really worth it. Okay, the rifle's all loaded. You have to aim completely manually, by the way, so it's actually really easy to just completely miss stuff, which is part of why fucking Alone in the Dark 2 is so impossible. It just, like, you're outgunned, like, 1,000,000 to 1 in that game. I'm not even gonna... Don't even get me started on Alone in the Dark 2, because that game pisses me off. But yeah, I feel Riku's pain. Also, yeah, another enemy that you can just punch in the face to distract him. That guy does do a lot of damage if he hits you. Music in Tomb is awesome. Oh, it sure is. Well, I guess I'll take the flask. Take the flask of brandy, because why not? Huh? Yeah, that's pretty much how it goes, Riku. And it only gets worse. It only gets worse. There's some puzzles in that game that are absolutely baffling to me, even more so than the ones in this game. They actually added a way for you to, like, skip a whole section of the game in Alone in the Dark 2 in the later version. Like, that's the only thing they really changed. They made it so you could basically skip the whole beginning of the game because it was way too fucking hard for everyone. God damn it. Don't let me pick those things up. Anyway, this room is in the dark, so you actually have to use your oil lamp. Which means you require oil and matches. Oh, so you at least got that far. I will say, the thing that kind of makes Alone in the Dark 2 worth playing is that there is a part where you put on a Santa Claus suit and throw a grenade down the chimney, and then you go down the chimney yourself with a Tommy gun and just light everyone up. That's a thing that happens in Alone in the Dark 2. It's all Christmas themed. It takes place on like December 24th or some shit. And the music in that game is fucking amazing, by the way. Alone in the Dark 2, like, the music in this it actually has some really good tracks, but they don't really play when they should. It just plays that stupid action loop over and over. Anyway, remember that old Indian cover that I got from the cabinet at the very, very beginning of the game? This is where you use it. You put it over that painting of a racist caricature, and then it doesn't kill you when you walk down the hallway. And oh my god, the camera. So the painting at the very end of the hallway shoots arrows at you. So what do? You shoot arrows at it. And hopefully don't miss. Because it's like impossible to know where you're aiming. Alright, I got it. I'm just using up the other arrows because I don't need them. They only take up space. And yeah, that's the painting that we killed. I give it racist out of 10. This game is based on H.P. Lovecraft, so I guess the racism makes sense in that regard. Oh yeah, you might just walk into this room and not search behind the clock, and then you won't have this key that you need later. Let's read this random parchment, because the random parchments are really funny. The random books and stuff, I haven't tried any of them. Some of them have really bizarre voice acting. Like, just listen.
The Creatures of Night by Hubertus the Bald. Translated from Latin by his brother in prayer, Fratre Johann Marcus.
This one's actually not too bad.
Of
It's very
monstrosity.
hammy, but...
You who read me know that
Well, this is
night
getting meta.
engenders monsters, and that night creatures exist.
Okay, what?
The accursed book of Abdul
Night
al-Hazred
creatures
is clear
exist.
on this matter.
Oh, that one.
Is not
That
dead
book.
which can eternal lie. Unhappy he who knows that book. Unhappy he whose eyes alight upon that foulest of texts. Unhappy he who implores the standing stones.
Are you
For
not,
he
like,
will
terrified
free
out of
the
your minds right now,
powers of
guys?
darkness.
Because, I mean, I can't even think of a more
Of the
terrifying
pit,
way to spook someone than to have
stagnant
them read
waters
this
are like the memory
and
of
listen to
men.
this guy.
Beneath the surface calm, clawed beasts await and are known to initiates as the deep ones.
We'll meet those guys later. They kind of suck ass.
Awaiting
Oh my god, how
of
long is this? Too long, too long.
Translator's note. Here ends the manuscript of Hubertus, who died in the library of the convent of Teruella in the year of our Lord 1666. Requiescat in pace.
Alright then. So scared. Alright, well. That was fascinating. That's pretty much how most of the books are. Some of them are really long. They explain various lore things that, some of which are helpful. Basically, the only thing that we took from that particular scripture is that deep ones, they're a thing. They'll fight later. That's pretty much it. That's the only really informative thing that we read there, I think. Unless there's some other connection, which there could be. Now, this place actually did scare the shit out of me when I was little. I remember you go in here and you just kind of start exploring. You can put the lamp down so that it lights the whole place up, because that makes sense. But there's this guy. My god, he looks hilarious. Here, the thing about him is he's kind of invincible. Can't beat him. So you have to run over here to this very specific spot, mind you, and drop the book you found. It's actually a fake book. If you try to read it, it says it's a fake book. And then you go in here and you're safe because there's a pentagram on the floor. And then you find this talisman. That was a weird sound. You find this talisman. Remember this talisman because you literally can't finish the game without this talisman. Like, this talisman, you just find it in this random secret room that you can very easily miss. You can make it to, like, the very, very end of the game from here without finding this talisman, and you'll just be fucked. You won't be able to finish because you need the talisman to beat the final boss. It's like the ultimate dick move in game design. And then you find all these random daggers. Most of them don't do anything. You find a book that probably explains something. I think this book talks about the dagger and its significance. Then you find this weird-looking book. I want to show you this book, but first I'm going to save the game.
Ludwig Prien. De Vermis Mysteriis.
This sounds like the same guy who wrote the other
Domine
one.
invocatoris, si non sanctificatus es cave.
Just brush up on my pig Latin or whatever.
De Vermis Mysteriis non absolvo folem legendum
I guess this is real Latin.
et eum versus.
Sounds like it.
Tibi magnum inominandum signa stellarum nigrarum et.
So you finish reading that, and then you press enter. The end. The book lifts you up like fucking Bane breaking the bat and just snaps your back. And then you die. It's over. That happens when you read that book. So, I don't know, I just thought that was a nice thing to show off. Most of the books are totally harmless, but that one, nobody fucks with that one. Anyway, you get this special dagger, and it's the only way to beat that guy, and everything's hinky-dory. And there's like a shitload of books you can read in this library, by the way. Like, nothing important in this bookcase. Nothing important in that bookcase. Okay, well, never mind. I scratched that. I think the important one's over here. Yep. A book. Is this book the final boss? It should be. But anyway, there's a bunch of books that tell you stuff about random doodads. But, this is another special book. Basically, any book that looks different than the generic green book, which is what all the normal books look like, is going to do something special.
Fragments of the Book of Abdul.
This one's hilarious, as I recall, in terms of the voice acting.
In the antique city of dead Relia, Cthulhu dreams and waits. In the pit of time, the unspeakable lies in wait. that is not dead which can eternal lie. Relia, your blocks of stone seal the ritual that gives birth to fear. Cthulhu Futang! Cthulhu Futang! Ayah! Ayah!
I think this book wins.
Let he who knows how to invoke the stones act. It is time. Let the shadow of Cthulhu darken the sky. May the servitor of the black goat of the woods with 1,000 youngs sound his flute in honor of the unspeakable. Cthulhu Futang! Cthulhu Futang! Ayah! Ayah!
He or she, I can't even tell, is going to say that after every page.
May
or maybe not that
who
one.
May not be named.
It's just a transitionary thing, I guess.
Upon the unbelieving.
Oh, he's talking about
For
Voldemort.
he is the door, the key, and the guardian of the door, and holds you now in his immense power.
So that's a book about Cthulhu. That's a thing. Also, how you doing there? Never know. So once you read that book, this happens. And you take 13 damage? That wasn't 13 damage, that was only like 5 damage. Or did I have 47 health before? I don't remember. I thought you took more damage than that, but I guess it's not that bad. Anyway, you don't die, you just take a bunch of damage. And you can do it multiple times. And it looks pretty goofy. But anyway, yeah, there you go. That's the Cthulhu book, before Cthulhu was like a pop culture thing. You become Elastigirl! Alright. So let's just, So how do you defeat the knight? Well, basically what you're supposed to do, obviously, is read some random book about conquistadors and some evil statue and getting slaughtered by those damn Indians or whatever. And that you're supposed to infer from that this very heavy statue is supposed to be used to throw at the suit of armor to kill it. It just kills it instantly. Now, it does say it's a very heavy statue, so I guess it kind of maybe sort of doesn't make sense at all in any context. But, you know, it's a very heavy statue, you knock over the suit of armor, and you get the best weapon in the game. Now we can really fuck people up. Oh yeah, you can get some food in here. So that sound and the weird door handle creaking sound play randomly throughout the game to spook you. They are pretty spooky if you're not ready. And you're like 3 years old. Like I was when I played this. A biscuit box. You eat biscuits and you feel better. Moobot appreciates this gesture, even though I don't think she's very into music, very into whatchamacallit. Wawawiwa? Oh, hi. Calm down. Jeez, how much damage did I take? Not too much. Those bubbles never get old. A box of shoes, except there aren't shoes in it. Instead, there's a goddamn revolver. Because, you know, that's what gangster movies do. You hide the revolver in the box or whatever. When you first played, I don't remember because first playing this game is like further back than I was cognizant. Not even kidding. My mom literally played this game when I was a tiny baby and didn't remember it. I don't know if she played it right in front of me, probably not, but It's a game that's older than me. That's for sure. Alright, so these are a bunch of sleeping zombies. Oh yeah, there's a whole puzzle here. What you're supposed to do is you take this flesh soup that you find in the kitchen, and then you lay the soup on the table, and that makes all the zombies not wake up for some reason. And it makes this zombie just not attack you and go sit in his chair. But fuck that shit. We're gonna murder everyone. Oh, and let's see. What can I throw at him? Empty oil can? Okay, that didn't do quite as much as I was hoping. Ow! This game is harder than it looks, by the way. Anyway, as going by first playthroughs for people who are actually like playing the game first time, don't know what to expect, it can take anywhere. It's not a long game. It really isn't. Once you know what to do, it takes like less than an hour. Well, yeah, around an hour and a half, 2 hours. Your first playthrough, depending on how much help you have and whether you get completely stuck on things, will probably take around like 2 to 3 hours if you like die to stuff and don't know and get lost. But then there can be things that you just aren't ready for whatever reason. Oh, come on, that didn't hit reg. Oh god, really? Frozen bread. Oh shit, I forgot to fill the jug. Alright, well, I need to go back and do that then. So yeah, you were supposed to... Well, you'll see why I need to fill the jug. You use it with this... No, get you out of here. This barrel here. Go to the jug, and you hit use. You fill the jug. And you can then choose to drink the water, but it says it's gross because it's salt water. Anyway, and if you're really quick, you can do this part without taking damage, but it's kind of hard. Got him. Get wrecked. So the deal with that is there's a ghost smoking a cigar, and smoking is bad, okay? And if you breathe in the smoke, then your character takes massive amounts of damage. I'm talking like you will die pretty quickly if you don't immediately pour water on it. Oh yeah, and then this is the key that was hidden behind a clock a really long time ago. Use that to open this. Also, this is the cavalry saver I found way a long time ago upstairs. Use that to open secret passage, but I can't actually go down there yet because there's another goddamn key that I could theoretically finish the game without, but then I wouldn't be able to proceed. I would just run into a door that I don't have the key for. Because good game design. I mean, it's not that terrible for its time. I mean, the game probably infers that you will have explored the rest of this area before going down there. And yeah, now you get this pirate guy. But before that, this is what happens if you try to shoot him. It really is a different pitch each time. Amazing. The only way to actually beat him is with this sword. No other weapon will do any good. Now this part's actually kind of tricky because these ghosts are the same as that one ghost that was sitting in a chair, where if you bump into one of them, it's over. Like, you're gonna die. There's nothing you can do about it. So obviously they're all dancers, so you gotta take the record you found. You gotta use the right record, because there's a bunch of records you can use that won't work. You take this record and you use it, and hope that you picked up the gramophone, and then you'll play the Dance of Death. Because obviously they only like the Dance of Death, oh Christ. Then you have to try to get to that key that's on the mantelpiece. And pray to God that the camera angle doesn't fuck you over too much. I might be dead here. Ugh. This is actually intense. Alright, we're good. And then as soon as you exit with the key, they're gone. What's the spookiest game you can think of? Enemy you can think of, right? The interesting thing about this game is that it does actually go balls to the wall with the lore. There's like a whole elaborate backstory to this place that's actually pretty badass. It involves pirates and slaves and all kinds of dark shit. Cultists, obviously. Oh yeah, another funny thing. Once you enter the basement, you acquire a new ability. Jump! It's a platformer now! And my god, you can jump pretty far. You can also turn. But this is where the game gets kind of rough. Because you just kind of walk out here. And there's that. This is where you better hope that you learned how to run. And there was actually a glitch that would prevent you from running sometimes in this game. But that's a whole long story that I'm not going to get into right now. But basically, as long as you run your ass off, you can avoid getting one-shotted by this guy. It'll just one-shot you. Oh god, this is where I need the revolver. That's actually the toughest hellhound in the game. One of the toughest enemies in the game right there. If you don't shoot him, he will royally fuck you up. Anyway, I can't follow you past there because of reasons. Oh, look, and that's a deep one. That's a thing that's happening. Now, the funny thing about the way this game is designed is it makes it so that you can pretty much skip this entire... Like, there's all this stuff that you're supposed to do here, but there's this major shortcut that just lets you leave, essentially. But I'm not going to take the shortcut, I'm just going to do it the long way. Reload. The revolver is reloaded. I love how she shoots from the hip. Or not, you don't know. Oh, I'm missing. Shit. Am I out of... I'm fucking out of revolver bullets. Well, that's fine. I still got my rifle. Somewhere. Free aiming! Would you speedrun this game? I actually honestly wanted to for a while, but then I realized how difficult it looks. Because the people who speedrun this game, first of all, like, pretty much 100% of them are French. And they've got all these airwalking glitches. They've got the game down to like 4 minutes. So if I was going to do a glitched speedrun, that would be very difficult. It's a little bit like, basically they go straight out of bounds and just like walk to the end of the game. And it looks really difficult because you kind of have to, it's a lot like Tomb Raider 4 actually. You just have to do a ton of stuff blindly. I could try a glitchless speedrun though. I am curious about that because I don't know if that's really been done before. Alright, time for some super platforming. Oh yeah, this is the best platforming ever. I want to do like some kind of challenge runs of this game because, I mean, you kind of have to do challenge runs to make it interesting after a while. It's a very short game otherwise, if you just power on through it. You see, this is just a mean camera angle, because it is so easy to just fuck this up based on this angle. It's absurd. Oh god, I almost overshot it. Nomad run. No hit run would be interesting. Like, don't take any damage. Because that would actually be difficult. In this game. Let's see. So here's a place where you have crossroads, you have no idea which way to go. There is no reason to ever go this way. Which is why I'm going to go this way. Because then probably the spookiest monster in any game of all time shows up. Like, Dave the Daring, you must be spooked out of your pants right now with how spooky this monster is. Oh my god. The spooks. Now, he may look like a hilarious Fraggle, but this guy will actually, like, annihilate you if he gets even close. And he will follow you, like, to the end of the game, so, he's a mildly annoying guy. A bit terrifying? Oh shit, you guys are scared of it? I was talking all that shit. It looks like a goddamn... like a spider I would draw if I was 3. Let's just use the sword. Come and get me! Oh yeah, some of these bridges fall. There's no way to really know which ones. The swords with the skulls on them seem like they would be significant, but they're kinda not. They're just there to, like, deceive you, I guess? I don't really know. And now there's a deep one, which can yank you off into the water. Do not fall. Oh, dude, I have, like, super arachnophobia, but the thing is, it's, like, weird arachnophobia because it's kind of arachnophobia by hobby. Like, I'm obsessed with spiders and I love studying them, but not up close. Like, if I'm in a room with a spider, I'm fucking petrified to the extreme, and I see spiders everywhere. I'm always paranoid about spiders. Oh shit, we gotta read this book. 'Cause this is an important book. Shit, can I still get it? Yeah. We gotta read this book. Like, here's the thing. I like spiders. I'm interested by them. I like identifying them and stuff, and reading about them, and watching videos about them. Almost like a know your enemy type of thing. But if I'm actually in the room with one, fuck that. I'm, like, arachnophobic to the extreme, but not in the sense that I don't want to hear about them, or talk about them, or see pictures of them. You know what? I don't know. I don't hear that very often, because people, like, the videos I watch are always like, arachnophobes, don't watch this video, you'll be freaked out. But videos don't bother me. Pictures don't bother me. Real spiders fuck me up. Also, yeah, that thing's just gonna fly all the way across the room. Yep, you can hear it. Let's see. What don't I need? Key to the dance hall. Don't need... Oh, that's the key to the basement. I forgot about that one. Don't need this book. Don't need this dagger. Don't need this. Anyway, let's read the book. Because this book is hilarious. It's kind of long, though, as I recall.
Memoirs of a Lost Soul.
The mask must fall. You who discover
This
this
one
manuscript
scores very high on the cringe
understand
scale.
This. I am here at your side. I am waiting in the darkness of my crypt. Soon you will belong to me. One of my slaves wrote this document. I have lived for 3 centuries, and my name is Ezekiel Prext, or Elijah Pickford. You may choose which to call me.
Both are intriguing names.
I do not hide out of fear. My power is immense. I have sailed the 7
By the way, this dude is the
seas.
final boss.
My
apparently.
ship, the Astarte, spread terror through all the continents. The Corsairs
The big
judged
bad
me
guy.
like the Welsh judges of 1620, but they
Oh yeah,
could
those
not
guys, the Welsh
destroy
judges of
me,
1620.
and
Remember them?
neither could the pirates. Now, I am immobilized. Damned Yankees!
I was waiting for that one. That is a lie that I will always remember.
Witchcraft, Voodoo.
Voodoo
and the
is a
Cthulhu
religion.
cult.
It's not the same as
I
hoodoo.
know them all.
It's a misconception.
I have
kind of.
reigned and implored the stones. Only the Chthonian haunts the cavern and resists me, but he dare not attack. I have
Chthonian?
need of a living body to regenerate
I don't know. I don't remember
myself.
who that is.
The Heartwoods managed to escape from me, but you who are
Maybe
reading
that's the
these
big
words,
worm guy?
You will
That would
yield
maybe make
to
sense.
my embrace. I hear your ragged breath.
That's not in the
smell
script.
The stench of your
You're fired.
fear. I have vanquished death. I built Deseto. I know what it is to wait.
I know what it is to wait.
Cthulhu helps me. My servants will lay you upon the sacrificial stone. My roar will rend the night. You will be mine, and I shall reign once more. Come to me.
So that's a book. The Pirate's Logbook. Wow, that's quite the logbook. Ah, shit. Never know. I mean, I guess try refreshing the page. I got nothing. Twitch chat can be really dumb sometimes. Make sure you're not on Twitch beta? If you're on mobile, then who knows? Because I always have issues with mobile. Because I just use the normal Twitch app. Alright. Was it this way, or maybe this is a dead end? No, I think this is right. And here we go. And that's the place where you'll be stuck if you don't get that key in the ballroom with all the guys dancing to the Dance of Death. But in 3D! I know, this was a thing that wasn't done very often for, I think, obvious reasons. But it was pretty fun for 1992. Like, it runs decently for a game from that era. You can get this guy to kill his own minions, as you saw just then. Oh. Shit. No! Okay, I guess he's just gonna disappear. Also, you remember that talisman I was going on about? No! Oh. God damn it. This is where you fucking use it. Ow, stop it. You just put the talisman. Oh. Alright, how am I doing on health? I'm doing okay. Ah, shit. You guys got some reach. Oh, God. Ow, dude. This combat is so much harder than it looks, by the way. At least it's not as bad as the second and third game, though. So what you do here is use the lighter to light the revolver. You need the lighter because the matches won't work when they're wet. This is the place they take you every time you die, by the way. I never died in a circumstance where I've been taken there. I only died from the book. Certain special deaths, you don't get taken there. But normally when you die, you see a zombie carrying you down that hallway and laying you on the altar. And now here you are. Wait, is that the final boss? Yep. That was the final boss that you would not be able to beat if you didn't find the talisman. And he shoots fireballs at you. Honestly, this game kind of makes more sense difficulty-wise if you just don't run at all. You just walk the whole game. And it's funny, that's actually how I originally experienced it, because there was a glitch, like a problem with, I guess just a straight-up flaw with some of the games that would run on MS-DOS when Windows 98 came around. Yes, the very modern Windows 98 was too new for these games and caused an issue where the CPU speed was actually too fast for the game to like properly run. So it would like run fine, it would load faster and stuff, but then if you wanted to run, you have to double tap forward. That's the command for running. And it still like requires kind of a finicky timing to do it normally even. Like, I'm failing right now. But yeah, you just hold the button down after that and you're running. You can outrun so many things like that. I'm about to climb into a giant evil butthole. I just had to come to terms with that for a second. But, so, like, what would happen is, on Windows 98 versions of the game, you would try to run, and it was almost impossible. It was like, you had to try it a million times. You had to mash that forward key. It was like unreasonably hard to actually pull off running. Like, it was so weird because the CPU speed was too fast, and it would make it so the game didn't process inputs correctly, and you basically wouldn't be able to run. And the inability to run makes the game a lot more interesting in a lot of ways because, like, it kind of forces you to play things certain ways. And there's some parts where you really are supposed to run, especially in the basement, but what you can do is you can instead just jump the whole way. You're fucking bunny hopping around because that's actually faster than walking. It's beautiful. Anyway, I want to do a challenge run at some point where I only walk while playing this game. It would be kind of boring because it would take forever to walk through some of those parts, but that's how we played it back in the day. That's how my mom would play it. She'd just sit down and play the game for like an hour or so, however long it takes, if you know exactly what to do. Would have been able to do that, no doubt, no doubt. And, so yeah, that's Alone in the Spook. Oh my god. The 90s. That guy's laughing because he knows what's going to happen in Alone in the Dark 2. Righto. Well, we've been going for 5 hours. And I kind of want to start Alone